I knew things before they happened from the time I was a child. At the age of 8, I saw a spirit at the foot of my bed and didn't know what it was. And in my 20s, I finally realized I had a special ability that could help others. I have learned that love never dies. There is a spirit world that can communicate with us, and we all have the gift of intuition. Join me, and together we will explore the possibilities of the unknown from beyond and more. This is Char Vision. Hello, everybody. Today is February 26th, 2016, and I always say that because we're going to be living forever on YouTube. If you go to char.net, you can watch all the shows if you've missed some of them. Well, the reason that Sonny's all dressed up today is because this coming week on March the 3rd is his 3rd birthday. Aww. So may he live a 1,000 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, please God. So anyway, I'm not going to sing happy birthday, but the hat won't stay on, so I'm going to take it off. I have an amazing guest today, all the way from Australia, and I'm so excited. And as soon as I met her in the green room, I went, oh my goodness, this is a lovely soul, a kind soul, a healing soul, somebody that I would want to be friends with. And so I feel like I'm making a new friend right now. Her name is Elizabeth Peru, and let's see, she's been studying metaphysics since 2000, and she does the Tip-Off Global Energy Forecast, which we really want to hear about. And she does many other things like meditation and sound healing groups. Do you do the sound? Oh, this is Elizabeth, everybody. Do you do the sound things, the sound bath?
With the crystal bowls?
Yes.
Yeah.
She did not say balls. She said bowls.
I didn't say balls. Bowls.
Bowls. I just did that. There's a place called well, when you come here longer, you need to come. There's a place called the Integratron. Do you know about it?
No. Sounds good.
Oh. It was built by a man who was guided by UFO people to build this dome, and they use the sound bowls, and honestly, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But tell us about it. It was amazing.
Yeah,
and so you do healing with color, and you do healing?
I have in the past. So I originally studied sound and color healing and therapy. Okay.
But your main thing is the Tip-Off Global Energy Forecast.
These days it is, yeah.
Okay, and what is that?
Okay, so I started writing, I call it the Tip-Off. People around the world know that name. Mm-hmm. I started writing it back in 2003 because I myself have an interest in what's going on with the planets. And I'm not an astrologer, so everything I write is intuitive. And I love to know, right, if we've got a full moon, I tune in to soul and ask, well, what does that mean? In a practical way, because I like to be practical with spirituality. I like to say, well, what is that going to mean for me and others?
And that's really important because so many people think...
Because that's how we get through to people.
So many people think we're crazy, like when we do things like this, and it's woo-woo, but who cares? I've been doing this for over 40 years. I don't care anymore.
No, and I think it's really important to be integrated.
It is. It's true.
And to be here, living your mainstream life, but having that conscious connection. Because that's what changes other people, too, because they start to think, hey.
I agree with you, because most of the TV shows I've ever done for 40 years have been in mainstream television. It hasn't been like psychic shows.
No.
It's been on the mainstream ones.
Yeah.
So, okay, so tell us what you do. Describe the work that you do.
So with the Tip-Off forecast, so I tune in 7 days in advance, and I look at what's happening with planetary patterns, and then I ask, what's practically going to be here? What influences are going to be here each day for people all over the globe? And I like to write for one world, so I don't separate northern and southern hemisphere. I remember when I was a student myself, I could never find one forecast that suited everyone. There was one that talked about the northern, or one that talked about the southern hemisphere, and I never liked that. I thought, no, there's got to be something intuitive for everyone. So I write for everyone. So you can be in the US or you can be in Australia, and you can read Monday and it will make sense to you and it will be your day. And I'm here now in the US, I've been here a week, and I read my own forecast.
So let's see, what's today? Today is
Friday, and there's awesome energy around.
And what is today about?
Today's all about positivity, and there's been a huge wave of positivity open up over the last 24 hours into the weekend. You can feel it. I mean, it's all about connections and opening up and meeting people.
Like the doors are opening to, like, Because sometimes there's blocks.
Yeah, and there have been a
And
lot.
there have been a lot of blocks. Why is that?
Well, we're in this year, 2016 is an interesting year. It's a 9 year for the planet, as you would know if you look at numerology.
And what's your numerology number?
Mine, I'm an 8.
You're an 8.
Yeah, I'm an 8. I like 8s. It's not always an easy path, 8. You take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. You've got to really keep yourself in check.
But the Earth is a 9?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised because the 9 energy is very, very like compassionate and very spiritual and very soulful. And it's about walking into the unknown this year. And you don't know where you're going. It's a year of the soul. And the head just has to follow this year, what I call the personality. Last year was a little bit more personality based.
Right.
We pushed ourselves a little bit forward, but this year we can't do that. We've just got to follow. And we're wrapping up universally what we began in 2008. So I call it the year of completion this year. And I feel a lot of people...
Completion of...
Whatever you need to complete. And every individual will know that, what they're completing this year. And it began with a bang in January. We started off with a Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
Which I love. I love them.
I do too. You
Yeah.
might have been born under Mercury retrograde if you
I don't
love
think
them.
I was, but I appreciate a bit of hard work.
I was born under them, and I get more psychic.
You would. It's the best time of the year for discovering what you missed out on.
It is.
Yeah, it really is. I love it. I encourage everyone to love it. I'm not a doomer and gloomer about anything planetary.
Attitude is so important.
Yeah.
Because because we can plant something, especially someone like you, who so many people follow and listen to. If you say one thing that might be the slightest bit negative, they might just be depressed.
I never do. Because for me, there's always something to learn from everything. So I always look at what we're going to learn, how we're going to grow. And I believe in a bit of discipline. I think we need discipline. I always say it's not a dirty word. And we have to practice and keep going through our lessons and practice and love it because you keep getting, I guess,
so true.
better every year.
It's so true because people who think they know it all really don't.
It never ends. I always say that people ask me all the time on Facebook and stuff. They say, when's this going to end? When am I going to feel better?
There was a woman named Jean Houston who said, guru is spelled just like it is. G-U-R-U. It's true. We always need to learn.
Yeah.
And it's great that you teach that to people.
Always.
Yeah.
I believe that's why we're here, to learn and grow and experience creation.
Where exactly do you think we are in the metaphysical place and evolution of our planet?
It's an interesting period that we're in. We've got opportunity now because we're all connecting like never before. I'm here talking to you. This wouldn't have happened 5 years ago.
No, because I didn't have Char Vision 5 years ago.
No, and you know, and I didn't.
And you're here, and it's meant to be, and it's. I don't even know how Elisa found you.
He found me
from John. Thank you, John.
From probably Facebook.
Thank you so
and,
much.
You know, Facebook wasn't. I mean, I was on it 5 years ago, but it wasn't the presence it is now. And I love social media. I use it as a force for good.
Well, John, this is like. Oh, amazing! Really, you get big brownie points for this one.
Thank you.
Yeah, I believe we should use it as a force for good. I'm really, you know, I'm strict about my Facebook page too. I don't let just anyone come on and mess it up for people because it's a strong community all over the world, and they're there to help each other and they're to grow and to learn. That's what I'm all about too. So this year, with all this technology coming on board, we're waking up a lot faster, and it's compounding and we're accelerating. And I'd say the next 20 years or so will be very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meaning?
Interesting in I believe that people are going to rise. I do. I don't see us, you know, going under. A lot of people are saying technology is going to, you know.
Take us under?
Yeah.
But you don't think so?
No, not if we have people actually rising into their soul, rising into the greatness.
Who are healers who want to help heal.
And integrating more and talking
work together.
More. Yeah.
And not let egos get in the way.
Yeah, you can't have your ego.
Good luck.
Well, you know, I'm an eternal optimist.
But seriously, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I really feel that more people are becoming more humble. I do.
It's interesting, though, because I'm here from Adelaide, which is the tiny little town. But, you know, I don't feel any different now that I'm here. It's bigger.
Yeah.
We're all the same.
It's true.
We're all the same. I feel like I'm at home. I feel like I've just stepped into the next room.
That's because you're supposed to be here.
And it's a different room.
It's because you're supposed to be here.
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah.
So you'll be coming here more?
I trust. So I mean,
I feel like she'll be coming here more. Let's just put it that way. Sometimes I forget what I do. I feel like you're supposed to come here
yeah,
more.
it felt right. I listened to my guidance and my guides, and they said get over there. So I did.
Why do you think it's so important to collectively raise the vibration of our planet at this point in time?
Because the more of us that do, the more people get educated, the more that wake up, the easier our life becomes and the more sense it makes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very much about encouraging people to have a voice and to share and not be afraid that if you're in a board meeting or if you're sitting in a bar, or like I was in a department store today and I was trying on some perfume. And so the first thing I said is that natural? And that's not natural. This is, because I'm being myself. She goes, oh, yes, it has some ingredients. And before long, we were having the deepest chat. And there you go, you're sparking off with each other. And that's what we do. So we be ourselves in normal everyday life, and then we spark off one another. And people start to have more, I guess, understanding and awareness in their life. And they start to be themselves. And so I'm very much for encouraging people not to hold back on their beliefs.
Well, I think some people are so insecure they don't know how to be themselves.
Yeah, well, it takes practice. Just that first word.
That little bit of confidence.
Yeah, just that, like I said today, they were at a perfume counter and my head's probably going, oh, they're probably full of synthetics. Well, my soul's going, just ask. Are they natural? So are they natural? And that just started the whole conversation.
And so did she give you her number?
Yeah. It's LA, isn't it?
Did you get a lot of samples?
I got one sample from her. Only one.
That's good.
Yeah.
Samples are good.
Yeah.
That's one good thing in America. We can get some things free. Like if you go
Samples,
to places like Ben and Jerry's, like I'm in the desert a lot.
Yep.
And I mean, my people came from the desert. We walked 40 years and 40 nights, but I'm talking about Palm Springs.
Yeah, understand.
And so like they give you taste at Ben and Jerry's, and then C's Candy gives you free candy.
They do that in Australia too.
They do?
Yes, I can go to my local supermarket and ask to taste the olives and things, and they'll give it to you.
This is good.
Yeah,
this is good.
Yeah.
Australia's lovely.
Yeah, I love it. It keeps you grounded. It's a strong energy, and it keeps you in your place. Let's put it that way. You can't get too big for your boots in Australia.
How do the planetary changes we've been experiencing relate to the Earth's spiritual evolution?
Okay, so things are certainly accelerated on a planetary level. Obviously the sun, and when it goes through its every 11-year cycle, its solar maximum, that helps us, and that's waning now. So last year was particularly intense. We had a lot of hits, shall we say, a lot of wake-up
Last year
hits.
was difficult.
Very difficult for people.
Right, everybody at home?
Yeah, a lot of hits.
We had a hard 2015.
It was like you're pushing a lot.
Yeah.
Didn't actually flow a lot. This year flows a lot more.
But still not as much. Not as much as we wanted to, but still flows better, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I
You've just
think
got to
you're right.
trust more this year. See, we're not going to know the outcome this year.
No.
You're not going to know the outcome. You just got to go in. We like to know outcomes. There's no outcome given. In fact, I'm finding it difficult to plan too far ahead this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Because I feel this is a year where the soul's leading, the heart, and the soul already knows everything. But it's the head, what I call your personality, that likes to know the outcome.
We get in our way.
We get in our own way. And so this year, the head has to kind of come down to the heart and just follow and go. And not know what's coming around the corner, but trust that it's the right thing.
So faith.
Faith, definitely.
Faith is
Through
an important...
Through action this year.
Faith through action.
Yeah. So to prove faith, you've got to do it.
Got to do it, guys.
I always say action's the most spiritual path you can take. You can sit back and think that you know what you are and who you are, but until you put it into practice, you don't know. So this is a year where you put your faith into action.
I love that.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. We all need to put our faith into action this year.
And you'll be supported.
And be proactive with
Proactive.
it. And the universe is supportive of it.
And you'll find
The
when
energy
you
of
do
the
that,
earth.
It is the Earth's energy this year in that cycle.
Isn't that exciting, everyone?
It is, and it's not until you do it that you'll find how supported you are and how easy the doors open for you this year.
I love that.
Yeah, it's like that leap of faith, isn't it?
It is a leap of faith.
Yeah, And as soon as you take that step, you
And we're in a
support it.
leap. Are we in a leap year as well?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so there we
Yeah.
go. And
Yeah.
it's happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
So we need to take our
this-
leap of faith in a leap year.
Yeah, which is a spiritual year. So why not? I mean, do it. Practice it.
Okay, so how can we take the energy of the Earth's power places and use it to further spiritual evolution?
Okay, that's a good question.
Okay.
Because I like Earth's energy places. I've been to lots of them as well.
Have you?
Yeah, I love them. I love the energy
in
of
other
sacred.
countries?
Yeah, other
Or
countries.
where, like in England or?
I've been to England a few times. I lived there in the 90s. And Egypt, of course, which I've got
Oh.
a deep Egyptian connection.
Oh.
I love Egypt.
Whoa.
It's beautiful. And the temples there, I just love sitting there. I actually got quite ill before I arrived. I think it's quite a karmic
Whoa.
thing. I was actually very sick when I got there. And
Oh,
yeah, but it lasted a couple of days and then I felt good. It was like a burning off.
right.
Yeah, so Egypt's one of those. And it's interesting when the revolution happened in early 2011. I remember saying to my people, my community, back in 2010, I believe the 2012 energies just happened. And that was at the end of 2010.
Oh,
I felt it. I felt the big shift that we all spoke about coming in 21st of December 2012. I thought it happened 2 years earlier.
oh,
And it's interesting because then the revolution happened a couple months later, early 2011.
wow.
And I saw that as a
You
resetting.
saw it
Yeah.
ahead of time.
Yeah, I think once Egypt got reset, and it was quite amazing what happened there with the government and the people rising up. That was a big signal to me. I mean, I remember writing a big email to my people about that. Then we had a lot of earth movement in 2011. We had the tsunami, I believe it was in Japan.
Yes.
A lot of big...
Does
a
that
lot-
change power places
Yeah.
when there's a tsunami or an
Japan's
earthquake?
interesting. There's a lot of old Atlantean energy in Japan.
There is.
There is. They get a lot of stuff happening there.
Have you ever done, well, do you ever do past life regression or go back to your life in Atlantis?
It's
Or
interesting when I sleep. I get everything when I sleep. So I have quite intense out-of-body experiences. They started happening for me spontaneously back in the mid-90s when I first started really waking up after a divorce, and I sort of went quiet into my shell for a while, and then I started having some very lucid dreams. And
because you were finally free.
yeah, I was, and I could explore who I was. And I think it's important sometimes to be on your own.
I think it's really important to be on our
Yeah.
own sometimes.
And quiet and contemplate, because that's when everything happens.
It's so true, because then no one else's noise is around bothering us.
It's important.
It's really important.
Yeah, we've all got to do it.
Especially when you do spiritual work.
Yeah. Well, it calls to you then. You'll know it calls to you.
So, well, do you feel a power place in Los Angeles?
When you say that, I keep seeing the desert.
Yes.
I keep
I
seeing
agree
the
with you.
desert. That's what I keep seeing.
I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah. It feels really like there's a bit of a vortex in the desert here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
That makes sense.
yeah, it's an opening. Opens up.
When you communicate and you get messages, do you know who's giving them to you, where they're coming from, how you're getting them? Is it universal? What is it?
Well, I'm a big believer that our souls are quite magnificent.
Okay,
Each
I
one
get
of
that.
us.
So, okay,
And I always encourage people to channel their own soul.
that's a great idea. Actually, I like that. I like that. You know why? I mean, I'm a medium, and I talk to. I'm a large today, but I am a medium, and I communicate with the spirit world. But I'm always so careful about information. I always measure it with the highest level of goodness, love, and God, because spirits are like friends. They can give you good advice and bad advice.
Yeah.
And so what you're saying is go to your soul,
Yes.
your pure soul,
Yes.
where there's a pure trust.
Your source, your connection to source. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel I'm channeling myself, if anything. I don't even stop to think about it. It just comes forward. I just start to talk.
But do you do protection?
Never.
You don't do
Shar-
white light?
No. I don't do anything. I just pull it through.
Okay.
And I never have. I've tried to, because people talk that we should, and I've been through it all, but it never feels natural to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel it's important.
Yeah.
I feel protection and prayer and positive thinking. Well, you do positive thinking all the time.
I just live it every minute, really.
Right.
I don't stop.
Right. But I also know other people have baggage. They have energetic baggage. So
They do. Well, I like to keep myself clean. So the
so
thing
you
that I
do
noticed,
then you do keep yourself clean.
well, you know how I keep myself clean? I
How?
keep my environment clean. So
That's smart.
over the years, I pulled away from most people I used to know.
So you really are protecting yourself without.
That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
You're playing whack-a-mole.
I stay in my own space. And I made a decision about 10 years ago not to follow.
Do you know what whack-a-mole is?
No.
It's a game. It's a game, and you always have to keep the things down. You have with a hammer. So as long as they're all down, you're okay. So you're always like on guard.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on guard.
But that's
I
smart.
protect the space.
That's smart, because you're special, and you need to do that.
Well, yeah. Well, I found, like I said, I pulled away from most of my friends a while ago because I find it's easier that way.
But maybe they weren't really friends.
No, I knew that if I was going to keep hanging around certain people, I'd never do my work.
Never.
Never.
People have to understand, right?
So and people see that as a sacrifice. I don't. I see it as necessary.
I agree with you.
And when
it's not an escape either.
No.
It's something that needs to be done so you can do what you need to do.
You do. And I'd recommend that to people. If they're feeling a need to pull away from certain people, you won't feel alone, guaranteed. Because when you're being creative and pulling through your truth.
Well, you're a healer, so they were probably draining you.
Yeah, I can often feel drained around certain people.
Yeah,
so I
they were
step
probably
back.
draining you.
Yeah, I have good boundaries in that way.
So smart.
You've got to do it.
This
I
is
think.
so good that you know how to do all this. It's so smart for
And then
all
you
of us
don't need to
learn.
do all the protection stuff because that is your protection. You're right. And the
is.
other big thing I recommend to people if they want to do their work, they're thinking about being a healer or a medium or they want to really use their skills, is I would say, if it works for you, it works for me. I pulled away from listening to other teachers. I pulled away from reading all the books, following all the latest advice, and I just cocoon myself, and then I just pull through my stuff.
I've never read anybody else's books.
There you go.
But I've written 4.
Yeah.
No, more than that. Because I wrote some in Dutch. So not that. Wait, I don't speak Dutch. I had shows in the Netherlands, and so every year we had for my TV shows we had a new.
I got a big audience in the Netherlands.
You do?
Yes.
How great!
I know.
They're lovely.
Yeah, they love
the people
the
are
work.
lovely.
Yeah.
They love this work.
Yeah, they do.
They dub me the godmother of spirituality there.
Oh.
Yeah, they're very, very sweet.
Yeah.
But the point is that I don't read other people's books either because I don't want to write what somebody else wrote.
Correct. It muddies the waters. Mm-hmm. It muddies the channel.
And have you written books then?
Well, I've actually written books, okay, and they've been sitting on my computer for a while, and because it's interesting because I talk about this new human that's developing, and one of the books I wrote in 2010 talks about being a guide for the new human, and I always had a feeling that it wasn't quite ready to come out yet, but I keep getting the nudge while I'm here. We're ready now.
I think you're supposed to.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Are they like Avatar people?
No, they're us.
I know, but are we like Avatar people?
Well,
where we can really do like amazing things?
Of course we can.
There you go.
Of course we can. That is the new human to me. It's not some sort of sci-fi robotic fusion of technology and humanity. To me, it's the real sort of spiritual angelic self coming through in our everyday life.
That's so special.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean we won't have
Your work
systems.
is special. Your work is special to teach people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, really special.
I like to empower people. That's why I do what I do.
Will you tell everyone what you told me in the green room about the dogs that you had and what they would come in and do?
Yes. So I used to run for many years, a lot of energy healing sessions with clients one-on-one. And then as soon as the client would be finished, I would open up the doors to my studio and I had 2 dogs, 2 awesome dogs, one big one, one little one. And they would just come belting through. And they would run and they'd skid on the wooden floors and they'd go from one end of the room to the other and move the energy and clean it within seconds.
Is that amazing?
I loved it. And I know that dogs clean our energy up really quickly.
But cleaning that energy is like protection.
Yeah.
It is protection.
You're right. I never looked at it that way, but you're right.
But it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. And
Because
cats do it too. I have a cat.
Cat.
Cats
Oh, yeah,
are sonic
cats are great.
healers. They're amazing healers.
Yeah,
I love them.
They read your mind so
They are
incredibly,
so
right, John?
advanced.
And they're healing purrs.
They're so advanced.
Yeah.
I did well.
Do you have a kitty?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Many years ago, I started looking into purr healing. I had a CD out about purr healing
Wow.
because the purr
What
is
a great idea.
amazing. Yes. Yeah, and I believe if we had cats, or if we had not so much cats, but if we had the sound of the purr being pumped through recovery rooms in hospitals, people would recover a lot quicker because the purr is actually known to mend bone.
Wow, that's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You
Yeah.
need to write you've put that in your book.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't
I'm
it?
serious. Oh.
Can you imagine
oh.
waking up in a purr chamber while you're recovering from something, or if you were ill and you were put in a purr chamber?
I would love that because I would feel peaceful. It would make me
It'd be
okay.
awesome.
It'd be
Okay, ask
awesome.
about ringing in the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask her about the ringing in the ears phenomenon.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a lot of people are getting that high-pitched sound bzz, sort of through one ear or the other. Sometimes it sounds a little bit like a fax machine, you know, that sound that tunes in and tunes out. So it's different to tinnitus, so it's not a like constant ringing. And this very much feels when you're being downloaded with messages from soul, from your guides, where we're being communicated on a higher level of vibration. And so many people get it. And I talk about it on my Facebook page a lot. And I hear people say, oh my God, I thought I was going crazy. I've never heard anyone talk
That's
about it.
Incredible. Elisa's going, I hear it all the
Get that
time.
all the time.
John's
Yep,
going,
yeah,
ask
yeah,
her.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
So,
you know what?
yeah.
It's like the sounds of silence.
Yes.
I hear it.
Yes.
I hear
Yes.
them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And silence is everything, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like our spiritual Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it is. And that's that's us being communicated
Yeah.
with. And when that happens, you know, you just silently say thank you and get excited because you know you're going to go up to another level afterwards.
It's so true.
It's good.
So how can we keep in touch with you? How can all our Char Vision people and
Okay, well, you can go to my website,
And what is that?
elizabethperu.com.
okay, elizabethperu.com, and it's a Peru.
Yeah, like the country.
Okay, elizabethperu.com.
Yeah, and my
And then-
Facebook page, which is Elizabeth S. Peru. And come on board to the tip-off Global Energy Forecast. I mean, I write it 7 days in advance for the whole globe.
And it's called the Tip-Off Energy Forecast.
Yeah.
So if we,
you see it on my
every
website.
day we can go there and we can see it.
It's a subscription service. So you subscribe to it for 3 months or a
Right.
year. It's great value for what you get. I
Of
always
course.
give you so many bonuses. I give you videos and I give you guides to the eclipses and Mercury retrograde. And I write very practically and down to earth. So you
Right.
can understand. If you ever wanted to know about the planets, I talk to you in a way that you can understand.
It sounds like you're onto something here, dear Elizabeth.
Yeah, it's working well now. We're getting there.
Yeah,
It's been a long
sounds like
time.
it.
You know, you got to be consistent, but it comes through.
sounds like it, but
Yeah.
I think I'm going to sign up for it because I want to hear what
I think we'll just give it to you, Char.
really.
Yeah. You'd
Oh,
love it.
Thank you. I'm truly interested.
Yeah,
in-
yeah.
Because I believe that we can learn from astrology and numerology and
Yeah, I like to mix it all up.
yeah,
And
but
soul.
and soul.
Soul's the leader.
I feel like you're like a pioneer in this thing
I
you're
like-
creating.
I don't mind leading. It's good.
You're what sign are you?
I'm Cancer.
Oh, you are? Oh, so you're really sensitive, huh?
I'm sensitive, yeah.
You're sensitive to the earth. And so what can you leave us with? What is one thing that you can leave all of us with and with your positive energy?
Okay, I would encourage everyone out there to become their own role model of their own life. So to wake up every day and to look in the mirror and say, that's my role model, me.
It's our role model, me in the planetary changes that we're evolving with.
Yeah, because it's all about, there's one soul in the whole universe and it's you.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for everyone. And that's all we need to know. And we focus on that. There's no fear, there's no judgment, there's nothing. We just become ourselves.
It's so important.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for being here.
Oh, blessings. It's been my honour.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you for
so
having me.
sweet. So
I
sweet. You're
really
going to come
enjoyed
back,
it.
won't you?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need to come back to Los Angeles more,
Well,
I have a feeling.
Yeah, well, I'm going to come for the expo again next year. And
Okay, good.
who knows what will happen in between.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Blessings.
Blessings to you, sweetheart.
Yep.